Well, barn quote binder. And we're gonna need to open this cabinet because got an updated quote today. And if you didn't know, lumber prices are going silly. Lumber prices going silly means that from the time that we got the first quote, 6 weeks ago, 8 weeks ago, from then until now, the price of the barn is up $100,000. $100,000 in like 8 weeks. And it is one of those things that, like, you can't blame anybody for it. Like, I'm glad we're having this conversation now because it is one of those things where you definitely don't want that surprise later on. But without having broken ground or done anything, and we're already eating into our overrun budget, it stings a little. So I'm gonna crunch numbers, take a look at this. Chances are it is what it is. And then we'll talk to Daryl in the morning and see if there is any way we can cauterize this now and get this budget under control. How's it going today, Daryl? Oh, doing all right, doing all right. So got the quote, and I was expecting it to be up, but my goodness, things are getting crazy, aren't they? Disgusting. Yeah, that sounds about right. Like, that's insane. Well, and that's, like, it is one of those things where you just sit back and you think, like, well, surely it can't get stupider, and then, holy yeah. Well, and that's, no, and I do understand that, in that, like, it's the price of lumber, and what do you do about it? You know, you guys can't lose your shirt over it. So one thing to put on your list, I do need chimneys. I don't need curtains, I do need chimneys for me. And then, like, in terms of, give me an idea, because obviously I've built in my overruns, you know, so, you know, and so be it. But what, like, we booked this today, and obviously that settles in what, steel and lumber? Like, what are we locking in price-wise? Can you pre-book cement? That's the, because that was the other one that I was like, because obviously lumber's gone crazy, steel seems to be getting that way too. I didn't know if cement would do the same or not, so, but if you can pre-book it, then that solves it, so. Yeah, all right then, like, in my mind, we're still well within what I've built in for overruns, for your side of the budget, so let's nail it down now. Well, and that's the problem. Like, if you're talking, like, the fact that they're already talking about a double-digit increase in 3 more weeks, like, hell, this quote's, what, 6 weeks old, and it's gone this stupid. Like, what's another 6 weeks do? If that's the case, if you guys are good with, if you're feeling comfortable that that kind of locks in the price to be pretty close, then let's pull the trigger and get her done now. So, pull the trigger, let's get her done. We certainly don't want to see another increase.
How cool is this? Another excavator on the farm? Like, what's this? The second one in a month? Pretty cool. Now this is not actually barn related. This is a farm field at Mom and Dad's, or it's going to be a farm field at Mom and Dad's. It was, at one time, basically my entire life, a pasture that had some, quite a few trees through it, quite a bit of area for cows to kind of roam through and graze and do all that kind of stuff. The challenge we ran into And this is a huge problem. If you're from Southern Ontario, if you're really from our area of the continent, you'll know what the ash borer is. And unfortunately, this wooded area was home to a lot of ash borer for a long time because it was an ash woodlot. And unfortunately, so much of them rotted, so much of them died. They were falling down. They were actually becoming kind of dangerous. So for the last few years, we have gone in, we have tried to tidy that up, make some firewood, do things like that. But it just became a case of every tree we were cutting was turning out hollow on the inside, and that's just no good for anybody. If you've ever done that, that screams of danger right there. So we basically are to the point of clearing it out now, getting it wiped down, and then come summertime, gonna have Mike and team come in. They're gonna run some tile drainage through this piece, and then we'll make some corn in this next year. We'll tie it in with a couple other fields in the area. It'll kind of turn into a nice little farm spot. So definitely new for me. It hasn't been an area that's been worked my entire life, but we might as well use a piece of ground like this for something good.
What do you think's in it?
Parts for the new barn.
Parts for the new barn?
Or
very little parts.
The drawing.
The drawings. Design, logics, engineering. I'm assuming.
So exciting.
It is exciting.
Yeah.
Whoa! Look at that! Oh! Look at that! Fancy new mugs! How's that? Design, logics, engineering, Yetis. That's cool.
Ooh, they're for us.
How are they for you? They're for me!
They're for us.
How are they for you?
Ooh.
Those are actually very nice mugs. Alright, let's open this up and see.
And big.
And big. Well, with this, it means we can now get our permits. And with permits, it means we'll be allowed to build.
Right now?
Well, not today, another day.
Soon?
As soon as we can. One more step.